Hello, so today I'm going to help you with some wave relationships. So here we have the basic electromagnetic spectrum, okay? You can see how the space between the waves is really wide over here. And then as we go along the spectrum, the waves get closer and closer and closer and closer together. So the first thing we need to do before we attack these kinds of problems, we need to label the high and the low end of our spectrum, okay? The three things we talked about: wavelength, frequency, energy. So wavelength is probably the easiest thing to do first, since it's kind of visual. We can clearly see that this side has the longer wavelength than this side. Okay, remember what wavelength is: the distance between two waves, between the crest of two waves. So what is the relationship between wavelength and frequency? Inverse relationship. If wavelength increases, frequency will do the opposite and it will decrease. Remember what frequency is. It's simply how many waves pass a point per second. So if the waves are far apart, you're not going to have a whole lot of them pass by in 1 second, okay? So we know that this side, long wavelength, low frequency. That third one, energy. Energy and frequency are directly related. Energy will do whatever frequency does. So if frequency is low, energy will be low. So we have long wavelength, low frequency, low energy on this side. And the other side is going to be the exact opposite: short wavelength, high frequency, high energy. So now that we've labeled the sides of our spectrum, we can tackle these types of questions. Here's one question. List the parts of the wave in order from lowest to highest energy. What do I mean by parts of a wave? This is what I mean. Each section of the spectrum is labeled. It has a specific name. And the question wants us to list those names in order from low to high energy. Really simple. The hard part was figuring out what end of the spectrum is what, right? And we already did that. So low energy, which side of the spectrum is the low energy side? Right over here, we labeled it. So all we're going to do is label these parts in order. Radio waves has the lowest energy. Gamma rays has the highest energy. Well, let me move myself out of the way here. Okay, and that's all it is. Just label them in order. Simple, no tricks. All you have to do first is figure out which end of the wave of the spectrum is your long wavelength, low frequency, low energy, short wavelength, high frequency, high energy. Okay. There we go. Okay, next question. List the parts of the wave in order from highest to lowest frequency. Again, that's going to be simple. We've already labeled our spectrum. High frequency is on this side. Low frequency is on this side. So we take the parts and we label them. Gamma rays, highest frequency. Radio waves, lowest frequency. Simple as that. No tricks. The hard part, I think, is going to be labeling the ends of the spectrum. But after you do that, it is all downhill. Okay? So feel free to rewind, pause, review, view parts of this video again if you need to, and I'll see you next time. Bye.